You, as I understand, did not spend a lot of time looking over your husband's shoulder. You didn't spend a lot of time visiting the complex during the construction phase. You had your first tour recently where you saw the museum exhibits as they now are, as they're open to the public. You decided to hold back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all,
Why?
well, you know, it's a big project, a big vision, and I wanted this to be Barack's show. I really did. I wanted him to own it and to make the major decisions about it. You know, also with a big project, I wanted to make sure that decision making was clean. You know, when you have two principals, it's like, well, what does Michelle think and what does Barack think? And it's like, yeah, you know, it's going to be great. So it's a lot of it is the trust that I have in my husband and the team of people. I mean, Valerie Jarrett's a dear friend. She is running the show. Tina Chin is here. Michael Strautmanis. I mean, these are all people that I've worked with, I've known, worked in the city. It was like, they're going to handle it. I am very engaged and active in the program part. But in terms of what the building was going to be, I was like, they got it, you know? So I had the pleasure of really, now I've been on site, but I've been on the construction site, you know, with the hard hats and the shoes and all that at almost every phase. But I hadn't been back until Friday, this past Friday. I saw it completely finished.
And
And I've seen pictures, of course, everybody. They're sending
But
me pictures.
you need to see it, though. This is,
exactly.
you know, for people who are watching this, it's one thing, and we're glad you're watching, and you get a taste
Right.
of this right now.
But
it is really nothing
like walking into the spaces. There was no picture that I saw that fully captured the magnitude, the power, the beauty, the elegance, the class, the style, the thoughtfulness, the emotion that you will experience walking through.
Were you emotional?
Yeah, there are definitely components, especially a lot of the videos of the campaign and those times and the hopefulness and the camaraderie and the unity and the diversity. You know, just all kinds of people made it happen from all political walks of life, from all races, all parts of the country, all around the world. You know, there's this one tape of the reaction on election night.
At Grant Park?
At Grant Park. Well, it was just election night reaction. I mean, Michelle, we were so busy, I never had a chance to see the reaction.
And we have breaking news, momentous news, really.
The AP is now ready to call
Barack Obama will be the 44th
President of the United States of America.
In all these years. It was
Because you were in your own space.
And you move on.
Thinking about the girls
it's
and
like,
everything else.
election done, okay. Where are they going to school? I need a staff. There wasn't much time to reminisce or to watch footage or to listen to reports. It was really the first time I saw accounts of the emotion people felt, you know, when Barack was, when it was called.
The first look of the portrait of the two of you. It's the first time that you're both in a portrait together.
Yeah.
And they caught...
Indijeka Crosby.
Let's give her
the
her
artist.
flowers. We got to see you see it for the first time.
Yeah.
The video was released, and your expression was priceless.
Oh, really? Oh, what was it?
I mean, you were just like wide-eyed, and partly, you know, because it's a beautiful piece of art, I imagine you were surprised at the size.
It is beautiful. Was there anything that surprised you?
It's not just your story. When it's probably going to be a choke point in the museum because you see so many different images in there.
That's also the artist approach, which is why I love Indijeka, the artist. All of her paintings are paintings within paintings, pictures and images within. So that's how she paints. That's how she creates work. So the fact that, so I knew that that was going to be a part of it. So even knowing that, you know, when you step back and see the bigger image and then slowly get closer and see the power of all the selections of images that, and where she placed them and why she placed them there. I mean, it's like, where's Waldo for the Obama administration, you know? So, for example, she decided to put in the backdrop a window that has my childhood home. Yes. And in the windows upstairs, it's the image of Barack and my mom sitting on the sofa the night of the election when his name was called. It is a very powerful image where, you know, Mom, she's just got the kind of, oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's sitting back in the sofa.
And she just reaches over to him and says, oh, my baby, he bit off a big thing, you know? And it's that kind of look, but it kind of frames, it's like the center of the home and the center of the portrait.
And they're in two different windows.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
and their hand is in
Yeah.
one of the windows. I'm glad you brought her into this conversation.
Mom,
I loved your mom.
yeah.
She was a beautiful woman.
She was
And-
something else.
And you brought her along for the journey in a very beautiful way. I remember on the morning of the inauguration, and so many people were coming wearing pictures, literally pictures pinned to their coat, bringing someone along, holding pictures in plastic baggies.
Yeah.
You know, bringing them there for Inauguration Day, bringing people along who couldn't make it all the way for the journey. That is what you did
Yeah.
with that beautiful skirt that you wore, with a beautiful image of a young Marion Robinson. What a way to honor your mom.
Well, everybody in our lives was touched by Mom. It broke Barack down because he hadn't seen the
You
skirt.
had to cover for him for a while.
I know, right? Right?
I mean, you kept talking because you gave him a moment.
Yeah, yeah. So when I walked in, I met him backstage, and he was like, "Oh," and I forgot what I was doing. I was like, "What's going on?" He was like, "You're not doing that to me, right? You just showed up in this beautiful skirt." I had already sort of recovered, so I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." You know, it was like my bad. I had gotten sort of emotionally accustomed to the beauty of it, right? So to me, it was just a beautiful dress too, beautiful skirt. So yeah, I kind of did him wrong. I should have prepped him for it, but it was also a beautiful surprise. My brother was, I think he was in the
Had he
audience.
seen it before? Had
I
Craig
forgot
seen it?
nobody had seen it.
Oh, it must have got to him too.
Yeah, it got to everybody. But as you said, it's, you know, I was so glad to have her there with us. And then my team, while we were speaking on stage, they said that the minute Barack mentioned the skirt, it downpoured. Like, it was clear, because afterwards they said, "Oh, it rained so hard." I was like, "I didn't hear the rain." They said it rained right when Barack was talking about the skirt, and it stopped.
The ancestors.
She was there. She's like, "Go on, girl." She's like, "Aren't you something?" You know what Mom would say. She'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, you're just something else." So she's here, you know, as are all of our ancestors, and not just me and Barack, the stories of our upbringing, but you know, I think that's what resonates, and what will resonate for people of all backgrounds is they will see themselves in these floors. America will see itself. And I'm saying all of America, regardless of political party, regardless of whether you voted for us or like us or have nasty things to say about us or not, or love us, you will walk through these halls and you will feel seen here.